On the news, airstrike kills 30 terrorists at wedding ceremony in Zamfara State. Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development Festus Keyamo directs NCAA to place powerful Fuji musician Kwam Won on no-fly list over airport incident. And NAFDAC DG says genetically modified organisms not harmful if safety procedures are followed. It's a pleasure to have you join us now on TV360 Nigeria. I'm Okbayemi Owosheni. We begin with security as the air component of the Joint Task Force Operation Fasonyama has confirmed the killing of over 30 terrorists in Zamfara State during a precision airstrike on August 4, 2025. In a statement released on Thursday, the Media Information Officer of OPFY, Captain David Adewusi, said the strike targeted a large gathering of terrorists at the foot of Asolo Hills in Yakuzo Ward in Safia local government area, where they assembled for a wedding. According to the statement, the strike conducted based on credible intelligence targeted terrorists from the Fasari and Kankara axes in Katsina State, as well as various parts of Zamfara. Now, following the air raid, ground troops from 1 brigade under Sector 2 of OPFY launched a follow-up operation on August 5th and successfully repelled an ambush en route to Yankuzo village, where injured terrorists were reportedly taken for treatment. Away from security now, the Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamo, has ordered the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority, NCAA, to immediately place no-fly ban on Wasiu Ayinde after the popular Fuji musician, also known as Kwam Won, obstructed an aircraft loaded with passengers from taking off. The NCAA had already suspended the licenses of the pilot who flew the plane. In a statement on Thursday, Keyamo said his decision followed detailed report and video evidence submitted by aviation agencies regarding the altercation involving Kwam Won and the crew of a Value Jet aircraft on Tuesday at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport in Abuja. He described the incident as a case of temporary loss of sanity and control on both sides that could have resulted in serious fatalities. The minister acknowledged the NCAA's decision to suspend the pilot, but criticized the authority for not taking parallel action against the passenger, Ayinde. The issue incident has also generated nationwide outrage, with many condemning the action of the musician and demanding his prosecution. The Minister of Aviation has now warned both local and international airlines operating in the country to comply with the order, saying that any airline that flouts the order and flies Ayinde will have their licenses withdrawn. The National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, has intervened in the conversations about genetically modified organisms, assuring Nigerians that GMO foods are safe but need proper labeling. The Director General of NAFDAC, Adeyeye, affirmed this during a televised interview on Thursday. A comment followed concerns among Nigerians about GMO foods in the country, with debate over the quality of items sold in market across Nigeria making headlines. While NAFDAC has a role to play in the monitoring and certification of food items consumed in the country, Adeyeye said other agencies at the state level had a part to play in such issue. Last month, the National Biotechnology Research and Development Agency allayed fears over the safety of GMO food. The agency's DG, Abdullahi Mustafa, told members of the House of Representatives press corps that GMO crops are key to tackling the country's food challenges and also boosting agricultural productivity, among others, in Nigeria. Let's now discuss this further. The Executive Director of Chidikon Medical Center, Dr. Philip Njemanze, now joins me on the news. Thank you for joining me on the news, Mr. Njemanze. Now, from a medical perspective, will you say there are any proven health risks associated with consuming genetically modified food? And how should Nigerians interpret NAFDAC's assurance that GMOs are safe for consumption?
Well, it's NAFDAC not too long in the past stated categorically that GMO foods are not safe. This was also on tape. We have viewed that tape. And now, maybe several months down the road, he's saying BMOs are safe if labeled. I mean, which one is it? Is either they are safe or they are not safe? And it was the same Dr. Day, who Professor Day, who said this. So you can't have it both ways. You can't say it is not safe and now say it's safe. What made it safe in 1 year? Nothing has transpired. So this is not correct and shouldn't be taken for any assurance, because you can't have it both ways. It's either unsafe or is safe. So, but NAFDAC is the correct authority for food safety. The creation of NBMOA, National Biosafety Management Agency, is illegal by Nigerian constitution. You cannot have two agencies responsible for food certification, even as it relates to the genetically modified organisms, foods or crops, because NAFDAC is the organization charged with this responsibility. It's a constitutional crisis where you are having two agencies having overlapping functions on food regulation. It's unconstitutional. Any pronouncement made by the National Biosafety Management Agency as regards to food is illegal, because they are not the agency that certifies food. That is why it's called NAFDAC, Food and Drug Administration. So the truth of the matter is that, yes, it is supposed to be NAFDAC, which will declare food safety, but that also has to go through a procedural examination. That means NAFDAC has to set up a long-term monitoring, do medical examination, look at peer-reviewed literature, commission people to do the studies over years. This is not something that can be done in months. This is over years, and see whether this is leading to some kind of health complication or disease before you can certify that. Because if it was just something you just go and on TV and announce, then there is no basis for it, because there are tons of literature elsewhere that demonstrate that GMOs, genetically modified organisms, crops, are not safe. This is well demonstrated in literature. So it's not something that NAFDAC can be here and there at the same time, according to the NAFDAC director. But it is true that NAFDAC is the correct agency to announce food safety after thorough investigation. Now, the issue of labeling is neither here or there, because how does a woman selling Accra on the street
Dr. Njamanzi, sorry to cut you there. NAFDAC has now come out to say that it is working in collaboration with the National Biosafety Management Agency. And like you rightly said, NAFDAC is the authorized body to regulate food in the country. So now I want to know, if NAFDAC is coming out to say that GMOs are safe for consumption, what role do you think doctors and health professionals should take in educating the public, especially about food safety and labeling, which the NAFDAC DG mentioned, as well as any possible long-term health effect as a result of GMOs?
Well, I don't think that NAFDAC has any oversight so far to pronounce GMOs as safe. What is the literature supporting it? There is no scientific evidence they have offered. They have not shown us BT cotton. They have not shown us about the cowpeas data. They have not shown us about the potato data. They have not shown us anything in literature demonstrable that shows us that this is safe. This is the work we did in Kaduna. This is the work we did in Imo State or somewhere, and we did this population study over 5 years. This is what we have. Or these are the acute experiments in animals. This is what we have. There is no data. So you can't just come and pronounce that. based on some kind of public sentiment. It's not just done that way. So, and that, I think NAFDAC knows that, because if that was the case, then they would not be doing the thorough toxicity test.
Well, I'm afraid that how much we can take on the news. The Executive Director, Chidikon Medical Center, Dr. Philip Njemanze, thank you for your time and your insight as always. Moving on to other stories now, the West African Examination Council WAEC says it has discovered technical issues in the 2025 Senior School Certificate Examination result. In a statement on Thursday, the acting head of public affairs at WAEC, Moyosola Adeshino, said the glitches were discovered during an internal post-release review. Adeshino noted that the council has suspended access to the result checking portal after uncovering the technical errors and is also taking urgent steps to rectify the glitches to ensure fairness and credibility. On Monday, the head of the WAEC Nigeria office, Amos Dangote, announced the release of the 2025 result with 38.32% obtaining credit and above in a minimum of 5 subjects, including English language and mathematics. To politics now, the 2023 Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi has charged Nigerians to be committed to building political parties that are bigger than government and law-abiding. Obi gave this charge at the public presentation of 2 books titled The Bubbles of Nigeria's Democracy, The Musing of a Nigerian Journalist, and What Data Wonders, Memoirs of a Partisan Journalist. The books were authored by veteran journalist Ike Abonyi. The former Anambra State governor also tasked journalists with deep knowledge of Nigeria politics to write more for people to read and understand the nature of Nigeria's political space.
Everyone in the communities, the political parties were supposed to be a chain of command from the wards and from the units. The same way you conduct the election is the same way the information will flow. What is happening in Sokoto or what is happening in Cross River, down to the grassroots. That mechanism where information can free flow from the political party, even if they are a ruling party, that is their major task. And let the president have those information, not on propaganda. I believe that until we establish a proper democratic political parties where people will stay 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, as the case may be, build, reconstruct, then the country will be in for it. And of course, we will leave something for the generation to learn. But as of today, we have nothing.
It's not just a decay within the PDP, a decay within the society. Okay, so let's see, because it's not the PDP, it's not isolated from the society. A decay within the society. It's a very simple thing. It's the cumulative effect of leadership failure over the years. Simple. It's by the choices you make. What differentiates a successful nation and a failed one is the choices you make, your priorities. Are you investing in the critical areas of development, health, education, and pulling your people out of poverty? Are you doing the right thing? It's a simple thing.
In a significant political move, over 1,000 organizations united under the Northern Progressive Coalition have convened in Abuja to officially endorse President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Vice President Kashim Shettima for re-election in the upcoming 2027 elections. Speaking at the event, the convener, Usman Abdullahi, hailed the Tinubu-Shettima administration as the most dependable leadership in Nigeria's history, emphasizing its role in initiating a socio-political renaissance throughout the nation, particularly in the northern region. Abdullahi pointed out the administration's significant strides in tackling long-standing issues, including systemic underdevelopment, political marginalization, and economic disenfranchisement. He praised the targeted reforms and inclusive policies that have uplifted northern Nigeria.
Right now, under the leadership of Tinubu Shettima administration, critical road networks in the north are the needed attention to drive development and progress. To state among the railway projects and multiple road rehabilitation we have. The Abuja-Kaduna-Zaria-Kano Road project, which was originally awarded in 2017, but has now been revitalized with 740.79 billion in funding the completion already for 2026. 9th Mile Otukpo-Makurdi Road, another crucial route meant to connect Enugu, Makurdi, and Abuja, now benefiting from renewed funding for completion. Sokoto-Badagry Highway, 1,068-kilometer north-south link with a rail line in the median construction began in October 2024. Abuja-Lokoja-Benin Road, which is still undergoing dualization with concrete technology, was re-awarded in 2024 with a sum of 305 billion in funding. Bode Sadu Kaima Kosubosu Road, a 130-kilometer project in Kwara, funded by Bua Group, designed for long-term durability.
And the Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has urged graduates of the state skill acquisition centers to embrace creativity, perseverance, and entrepreneurship as they take bold steps into the world of business. Addressing more than 5,000 graduates of the 2024 training cycle under the Ministry of Women Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, Governor Sanwo-Olu encouraged them to take advantage of the skills they have acquired to become job creators in their communities. The graduation ceremony held in Ikeja marked the culmination of intensive vocational training in tailoring, carpentry, bead making, tiling, and others training as well. The governor advised the graduates to remain focused and resilient, especially in the first 5 years of their entrepreneurial journey, describing it as the most critical period for a long-term success.
From our 2024-2025 batch of the Lagos State Skills Acquisition Center, under the Ministry of Women Affairs and Poverty Alleviation. This gathering, as has been said, is a gathering of resilience. It's a gathering of vision and immense potential that we have as a people. Today, we're proud that all of you, 5,000 plus, have graduated from about 19 of our various skills acquisition centers. And today, what has done for us in the last 4-5 years is that we have graduated close to 40,000, about 35,000 plus in the last 5-6 years, even during difficult times. And you can see that WAPA has kept faith. Your various skills acquisition agencies have kept faith year in, year out to be able to do this for you. I think you deserve a bigger round of applause again. Each one of you have earned a Lagos State competency certificate, having successfully completed the standard unified syllabus training. Congratulations to every one of you for this remarkable achievement.
Our Micro Enterprise Support Initiative program, which the next one is scheduled for the 19th of August, will have 70% of its beneficiaries as our graduates. Some of you are going to benefit from that program. Our graduates from the 19 skills acquisition centers. These initiatives reflect our ministry's hands-on and impact-driven approach, ensuring that skills training is matched with tools for immediate economic participation.
It's time for a short break now, but still to come on news now. Super Eagles Falcons coach Justin Madugu nominated for 2025 Ballon d'Or Award. Details of the story right after this break. Welcome back. Let's take you through a quick recap of our top stories. The air component of the Joint Task Force Operation Fazanyama has confirmed the killing of over 30 terrorists in Zamfara State during a precision airstrike on August 4, 2025. We also informed you that the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, has intervened in the conversations about genetically modified organisms, assuring Nigerians that GMO foods are safe but need proper labeling. Now, in case you missed any of our news bulletin or for more updates, you can catch us on IMX World TV and AVO TV or log on to our website on www.tv360nigeria.com. You can also follow us on our social media platforms on X, Instagram and YouTube at TV360 Nigeria or download our mobile app on Google Play Store, Huawei App Gallery and Apple Store. On Facebook, we are TV360 Online. It's our time for business news, and Simisola Adegun is on standby. What's the latest, Simi?
Thank you very much, Okwayemi. On business news, the Central Bank of Nigeria has announced plans to pursue civil, administrative or criminal sanctions against entities found to have violated foreign exchange regulations following a comprehensive forensic audit into undelivered forward contracts. The development was revealed in a document titled Frequently Asked Questions on the Settlement of Undelivered Forward Contracts, published on Thursday on the bank's website. According to the CBN, the audit examined contracts involving upfront and naira payments for future US dollar delivery, many of which were not fulfilled. The Apex Bank says the review was critical to safeguarding FX reserves, enforcing compliance, and maintaining the integrity of Nigeria's financial system. And the Lagos State government has reaffirmed its commitment to driving innovation, supporting MSMEs, and accelerating industrialization as key pillars for economic growth. Speaking at the Nigeria Manufacturing and Equipment Expo, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, represented by the Commissioner for Commerce, Cooperatives, Trade and Investment, Folashade Bada Ambrose, said the state is prioritizing value chain development and capacity building initiatives aimed at empowering local manufacturers. He added Lagos is fostering a more business-friendly environment through policy reforms, strategic infrastructure investment, and improved access to financing opportunities for entrepreneurs and industry players.
This event also provides a veritable platform for us as a country with great potential to come together and chart a new path to manufacturing excellence. The theme, accelerating sustainable manufacturing through cutting-edge technological solutions, speaks to the future of manufacturing in Nigeria, especially in the face of current economic realities, which have brought to the fore the critical need for us to fully embrace manufacturing as a way of surmounting our economic challenges. By harnessing technology, we will ensure that Nigeria can also play an important role in the global manufacturing arena. The manufacturing industry remains a critical engine for economic diversification, for job creation, and inclusive growth. And I'm delighted to illustrate some of the amazing things that's going on in Lagos State. Namely, we're currently under the Ministry of Commerce, Cooperatives, Trade and Investment, training to over 250 specially curated and selected MSMEs for the inaugural Lagos State Export Readiness Program, LASERP. And the whole essence of that really is that we want to be able to work with them and ensure that they not only can scale, have access to finance, but also are able to thrive.
Time for a short break. When we return, we'll give you the stock and foreign exchange market report. It's a green trading day on the local bourse on Thursday, August 7. The market's all-share index rose to 146,570 points, increased further by 0.52% from the previous session as investors' confidence in the market continues to increase. Now, the market capitalization also rose to 92.7 trillion naira. Out of 128 NGX listed equities that participated in trading on Thursday, 44 recorded gains while 34 declined. Now, leading the gainers chart is AXA Mansard Insurance with a 10% share price appreciation, closing at 13 naira 31 kobo per share. Cornerstone Insurance Company follows closely, also with a 10% share appreciation. Now, Thursday's trading session on the NGX shows that in 35,282 deals, investors exchanged 1.9 billion volume of shares valued at 27 billion naira. Now, the NGX has now posted gains for over 3 consecutive weeks, with this latest rally driven by investors positioning themselves to qualify for half-year interim dividends proposed by several listed companies. Moving to foreign stocks now, although equities rose on Thursday as upbeat earnings, growing hopes for a ceasefire in Ukraine and expectations for U.S. rate cuts boosted sentiment. Our select U.S. Dow Jones had a bearish run, so did our select UK's FTSE 100. Our Japan's Nikkei, however, had a bullish run. On the foreign exchange market, the Naira traded against the US dollar at 1,570 naira, against the British pounds at 2,110 naira, and the euro at 1,785 naira. That's the business, stock and forex report. Okwayemi, over to you for more on the news.
Thank you very much, Simisola. Now, moving on to the foreign scene, following a tragic military helicopter crash that killed 2 senior cabinet members and 6 others, Ghanaian President John Dramani Mahama has named acting replacement to fill the key ministerial roles. Finance Minister Cassiel Ato-Forson will act as acting defense minister, while Lands and Natural Resources Minister Emmanuel Boa takes on additional duties as acting environment ministers. Both officials will retain their current roles while assuming the new positions until further notice. In response to the tragic incident, President Mahama declared 3 days of national mourning and has also ordered flags flown at half-mast and suspended all official engagement for the week. So on the foreign scene, United States President Donald Trump and Russian President could hold a high-stakes summit as early as next week to discuss the ongoing war in Ukraine, marking what will be the first U.S.-Russia summit in over 4 years. Details surrounding the meeting remain unclear, particularly the location, as President Putin is currently the subject of an ICC arrest warrant, which complicates travel to many jurisdictions. According to United States officials, there is also consideration for a follow-up 3-way summit involving Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, though Moscow has not yet responded to the proposal. And finally, on sports, head coach of Nigeria's Super Falcons, Justin Madugu, has been nominated for the 2025 Ballon d'Or Women's Team Head Coach of the Year award. The announcement made on Thursday places Madugu along the world's elite women's football tacticians, following his outstanding leadership of the Nigerian national team. This nomination comes on the heels of the Super Falcons' triumphant campaign at the Women's Africa Cup of Nations WAFCON, where Madugu's tactical brilliance and motivational prowess were on full display. And wraps up our news bulletin on News Now at this time. Many thanks for joining us. I'm Okwayemi Obusheni. See you next time.